Dear Diary, my heart is so heavy, it is killing me. It's so full and I need to offload because the more I don't is the harder it gets, and I don't want to live like that. How can something that I love so much be the very thing that causes me so much pain? I love creating content. I love my job. I'm so blessed to do what I love for a living. But why does it hurt so much? Where do people get the audacity to spew so much hate about someone they hardly know anything about? Yes, granted, I do put my life out there, but damn. Some of the things that I've seen about me over the past couple of years that I've read shocks me. But today, this very morning, we're going to shame the devil. Let's start here. You don't know anything about me. You don't know anything about my partner. You don't know anything about our relationship. You don't know anything about my health. Absolutely nothing. You have absolutely no right to have any opinion on my life. Stop sending me silly advice about who I should be with, who shouldn't I be with. Don't send me any links to any blogs. Don't do anything. Keep your gossip to yourself. I have quite a long list of things I need to address this morning. And in the past, I've been very afraid of standing up for myself and speaking my truth, sharing my opinions, explaining myself. I've never felt like it was necessary, but today, I am going to shame the devil. There's actually quite a lot of things that I want to talk about, and I pray God gives me the strength. I pray He gives me the words. Excuse me. The very first thing will be the incident that happened about 2 years ago. I'm sure you guys have all seen this clip. In this clip, I was on my way home after being publicly bullied, pushed around, and threatened. I was so scared, and I felt like I could confide in my online community at the time, which, if you've been following me since that time, then you'll know that that was a big thing for me. Instagram Lives used to be my thing. I used to stay alone, so it felt like people, which is why I even did such a live. But more importantly, on that live and on my way home, I was so frustrated. I was wishing I had done something. I was wishing I had stood up for myself, but I didn't. And I just needed a release. And I still 100% wish I never went on that live that day. This is the reality. When we got to Naledi's section, and I'm so sorry for dragging her into this video and everyone else I'm about to mention, but you know, when we got to Naledi's section, I was the only person that had greeted her out of all of my friend circle. My friends even asked me, why are you greeting her? I'm like, I don't have any beef with her. Why wouldn't I? And we continued with our night. We then somehow got into an altercation, which was pretty intense and ugly. And if you know anything about me, you know that I don't know how to fight. I don't believe in violence. So I ended up getting up and leaving. No one kicked me out of the section. Did I try and get her kicked out of the section? Yes, because I didn't feel like that behavior was right. But anyway, it was not my place. I actually had no idea it was her section even, because there were other guys there and I just felt like we were all in a section together. The following morning, I searched high and low for footage to show everyone and, you know, prove my side of the story. And it was frustrating that I couldn't get that footage, but it was one of those things that I just ended up praying about and I just let it go. I wish I hadn't. I wish I had just said something. That night was also the last night I was friends with some of my dearest friends, because as everything unfolded online, I felt like no one stood up for me. No one said anything except Aya, who wasn't even my friend. She was actually Mbali's friend, but Mbali kept quiet, and that hurt me. But in retrospect, knowing what I know now, I didn't say anything either. I didn't stand up for myself either. But I was so scared of losing everything I'd worked so hard for. I was so ashamed for acting so out of character. For years, I couldn't even watch this clip without cringing because I was so drunk and emotional and young, but most importantly, not perfect. And this is what allows me now to speak about this, to watch this clip, and to put this behind me. Maz, stop snoring. Sorry, my doggy is snoring. But this is what allows me to put this behind me, understanding that this K-Arms brand that I created was created seeking perfection, seeking validation. And the more I grow and the more I connect with my authentic self, is the more that I realize that it does not exist. I've been pretty quiet this whole year because how do I merge the two K-Arms with myself? And it's frustrating because this brand that I've created to protect me has now got me trapped. Because learning what I know now about myself in therapy and all of the work that I've put into my personal development, I don't want to be perfect. I don't want to be liked at the cost of being quiet, not having an opinion, not standing up for myself. Here's what I know right now. I refuse to live a life full of shame. I refuse to be bullied. I will stand up for myself. I will not be shamed or silenced any longer. I will not shame myself any longer. Oh, and if you're wondering, that's why Mali and I fell out. Not because I stole her boyfriend. But do you guys even get this information? Speaking of my boyfriend, which is why I'm sure a lot of you guys are here. I'm sure you guys have seen this clip here. We weren't together at the time. And I'm sure you guys have seen this clip here. We weren't together at the time. However, he was still begging that I get back with him because, he felt like we could be fixed. And, I felt like we could be fixed too. But that was the reason of my good riddance reaction, because how do you want to fix things with someone but you're busy with another woman? It doesn't make sense. It didn't make sense for me. I wanted to publicly dissociate, and I did. Do I regret that? No. Because ubenjoy lagab, and yeah, that's that. This man and I met when I was very young, and I definitely was in K-Arms, as you know her, and I can tell you that our relationship has not been the most solid. We on and off most times, but we love each other dearly. I'm so grateful to live a life where I know love in its purest form. Oh man, there's so much growth, there's so much healing. And I get so emotional because this love has healed me. Yes, it's hurt a couple of times, but more than anything, I really, really needed this relationship. And that's none of your business. I'm not going to get into explaining why I'm with my man and why I love my man and my man. Up until I find the next one, my man. You people will not shame me for being in love, for wearing my heart on my sleeve. Absolutely not. Here's one last thing that I want to address. I'm not someone who has ever been handed anything to me. I'm not in a transactional relationship, thank God. My relationship is not transactional. I work hard for each and every single thing that I have, and whether you believe that or not is your baby. I don't get social media sometimes. It's like all of my posts are pretty much sponsored. I'm the biggest vlogger in the country. Let me say that again. I am the biggest vlogger in the country. I am one of the biggest YouTubers in the country. Ah, man, that feels good. Why the hell do you think I wake up at 5 a.m.? What do you think I'm doing at 5 a.m.? I'm a hard worker naturally. I've always been, and I pride myself in that. I will always work for as long as there's something to do. I will do it. I will always have my hands busy. And that's just how I'm wired. That's how my mother is, and that's just how I have always been. And do you know what? I am paid. In actuality, I'm actually still living way below my means. Let me say that again. I am living below my means. Does my boyfriend buy me expensive gifts? Of course, as he should. Has he ever, a single day in his life, paid for my rent? Absolutely not. No man has ever paid for any of my rents. I've lived in 3 apartments. I recently moved to Cape Town by myself. I did that, and y'all hate to see it. I did that. I don't expect him to be funding me. I pride myself in being an independent woman. I believe in hard work because when my father passed, the quality of my life and my siblings' life did not change. And that was because my mom never had anything handed to her. And so I pride myself in being an independent woman. And just to anyone that's inspired by me, or don't be misled, I am fully independent. I am paid. I need to just clear that out. I started a conversation about how little I value creating on YouTube just because of how much work goes into it, the vulnerability, the over-familiarity. Ooh, got it right. My goodness. Oh, my goodness, the over-familiarity. It's like, before I get into that, but that story turned into, then how do you justify your lifestyle? It's such a pity how a lot of your favorite creators, myself included, like, we have so much knowledge about the industry that we can't share because we have such little room. I have such little room. I think about it all the time. I've got such little room. It's so unsafe for me to say that I'm even confused for 1 second, because before I even figure out what I'm really confused about, someone has an opinion before I complete that sentence. And I laugh because I've been telling myself all this time that, well, you're a public figure, grow thick skin, don't say anything at all. And because that's what I was taught when I entered the industry. Don't say anything about anything. Brands don't like people that are controversial. Don't get into anything. And I thought it was really good advice, and I followed it for the most part. And no matter how uncomfortable it got, I kept quiet. But the more I think about it, is the more that I realize what a sad life. Most importantly, what a confusing one. How painful it is not to be able to feel. I'm a creator who has an audience that absolutely adores her. And at first I thought, they must be really fickle, because one day they love me, one day they hate me. And I realized that no, it can't be the people. It can't be the same people. Because some of my favorite creators, I love them so much. They cannot do any wrong in my eyes. And I'm not saying you guys should look at me that way, but I will not be at the forefront of spewing hate and negativity. I refuse to believe that the people that love me and love my content and adore me, I adore you guys, it can't be the same people. Because now I understand that even though some people are here for that, some people appreciate the craft and they appreciate the thoughts and they love learning and they love my content, there's also people here that are here to nitpick and, stay ready, waiting for me to slip up and do something crazy because they hate to see it. They hate to see it. And it's okay. I've accepted the fact that I'm not a perfect person, and no one is. I mean, if you look at your own life, you know that if I could reverse roles with you right now and you have every single aspect of your life scrutinized and all your dirty laundry aired out, would it be nice? Being a public figure is hard, man, but I guess any other job is hard. It's okay. I flirted with the idea of leaving YouTube because I think, man, these people wouldn't know anything about me if I didn't share anything with them. And I think, okay, maybe that's how I keep myself protected. Maybe that's how I keep my loved ones from the insults and the hurtful commentary, because my goodness, it hurts me that the people that I care about are so, punished. Is it a sin to love me? What standard do you hold these people to? It's like when I think about getting into a new relationship, I fear for my life, because I'm just like, oh Lord. When I was actually with my ex last year, and y'all did some digging and found out who it was. I cried the whole day. I was so sad that, oh my God, these people are going to ruin this for me again. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts because it's like, what is wrong with your people? My people. But anyway, like I said, I've flirted with the idea of leaving YouTube because really, if it's the only way to self-protected, to keep my loved ones protected, then maybe. But quite honestly, eat it up. Quite honestly, eat it up, because I'm not going anywhere. And guess what? You're not going anywhere either. But I still sit here and ask myself, how can the one thing that I love so much be the very thing that kills me? Between me and you, I've even considered suicide at some point. But then what would be the point of that? For you trolls to go on about, oh, y'all should be more kind to each other for 1 week up until you find the next victim. It's like every single moment I stand up for myself. It's like, oh, can't be her, because I made one mistake 2 years ago. Get over it. I'm over it. But anyway, take your time. It's okay. Whatever occupies your mind, that's also okay. In conclusion, I've got nothing. I wish nothing the best for everyone, and I'm publicly shaming the devil and taking control over my life. I'm publicly shaming the devil and taking control over my life. I'm so proud of myself. Ooh. And this is only the beginning. This is only the beginning. I want you guys to always remember that not a single person can get in the way of God's plan for your life. Not a single person. Not a single person can get in the way of God's plan for your life. I believe that, and I believe in a big God. Big girl, big God. Big girl, bigger God. Anyway, I'm relaunching Sex next week. So, yeah. y'all stay tuned. The prices have dropped. And it's going to be an exciting year. It's going to be really, really exciting. I've got such a lot of great things lined up, and I'm just so happy to get this out of the way and clear the air and start living again in my truth and not in this little box that you guys try to put me in, because really, really, can't fit. Can't fit. Oh, and before I forget, let me just address this quickly. And this is just for the people that are really, really concerned about me and my health. And, you know, obviously there have been allegations, HIV allegations. I cannot believe that in a country where the HIV rate is so high, the stigma is still so bad. Like, it's just so shocking to me. I've never been a person that sleeps around. I've always been a person that practices safe sex. Each and every single time my boyfriend and I got back together, we've gone for testing. I don't play any games when it comes to my health. I'm not putting anyone in control of that. Contrary to popular belief, contrary to what you may believe, I actually do protect myself, and I actually do respect for myself. Thank God. I went for a full blood screening over the past couple of days, 2 days ago, yesterday, because, I mean, it's alarming. I'm not going to sit here and say I was not alarmed. I was pretty alarmed, but to some degree I felt pretty confident because we had actually just done a full screening in December. So, I mean, I usually get tested regularly, like every 6 months anyway. And regardless of the outcome. And again, that's shame. That's the devil. What's making you not want to go test right now is because you're living in shame. Walk in there, walk boldly, get tested, so you can move on with your life. Don't let shame consume you. Oh, gosh. Shame. So much shame. Let go, move on. It's your life. Start a new one. Be redirected. Be willing. But yeah, we thank God. My results came back clean. Not that I was expecting them not to, but if you were, here they are. They're clean. I hate the fact that I'm out here disclosing my status on Beyonce's internet, but this is what things have come to. I pray everyone stays safe, and let me not preach. Anyway, stay safe, be blessed.